Dr. Van Cott, Jeff mentioned something. I welcome you to follow up on Jeff's response if you have anything else to add there. But one thing he mentioned in his response there a few minutes ago was around the platform approach, and that's something that Omega and Combined have in common. You both take a platform approach to the therapeutics you're developing. And Jeff mentioned sort of the iterative value of that, right? Like down the line, you reap advantages. I'm wondering if Dr. Van Cott, you and Jeff, if you want to jump back on this one as well, can offer up some more specific examples of the advantage of taking that platform approach.
Certainly, yeah. I mean, when I think about a platform approach, I think about it from a couple of different perspectives. One is from a regulatory perspective, right? And that's a big advantage of the mRNA quote unquote platform from a regulatory perspective. And I think we all know that, and we're seeing that, say, with the COVID vaccine. So they'll lock in their mRNA, they'll lock in their LNP in their process, and they'll just change, say, the sequence of the spike protein, right? So the FDA will consider that to be a platform process, and therefore they can have a drug master file and they can refer back to previous, documentation and clinical trial data to kind of accelerate approval for their next product. So there's a regulatory perspective on this platform process that's extremely valuable when you're trying to get your products into the clinic, whether or not it's a vaccine or a therapeutic. And if you think about the therapeutics that we may discuss later on, say a cancer therapeutic that's using, multiple neoantigens or cancer-specific antigens, and they're going to be unique and personalized, to be able to have that platform process for more rapid approval by a regulatory body is hugely beneficial. But from a, company-specific perspective on the platform process, there's a large number of benefits, and I think Jeff already alluded to some of them. But once you've locked in your platform process, and this actually gets to your supply chain too. Number one, you lock in your bill of materials, right? You make sure you have those all on the shelf. You have backup sources, right? So you've locked in your bill of materials. You can lock in your batch records to most degree, which then facilitates training and tech transfer to the manufacturing facility. It makes it a lot easier to produce your batch records. You're going to have a lot fewer deviations because the manufacturing technicians are basically running the same process each day. So you gain efficiencies, you gain that stable bill of materials to help your supply chain. You're going to reduce your deviations. All of this is going to accelerate and reduce the cost of your manufacturing because you're using this platform process. Now, the thing that you always have to keep in mind is that, from a company's perspective, you also need to be, aware and amenable to process improvements that are also going to be occurring out there, right? And knowing when is the right time that you may want to bring, maybe for secondary pipeline products. But there's a lot of advantages to having a platform process.